Let's turn to Maya McGuineas, president of the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. Maya, it's good to have you here. And I was also going to start off by asking you about that Moody's move on Friday.
Right. Well, what we heard out of Moody's was nothing that anybody who's watching the situation in this country doesn't know, which is, one, we are borrowing too much, and two, our politicians are not functioning as we would want to actually solve problems. So it was a vote of no confidence in the U.S. fiscal policy, and that makes absolute sense, right? We have so many things wrong. We're close to record debt levels. Our interest payments after interest rates have gone up are starting to really go up quickly. We have trust funds that are going to become insolvent. But the real problem is that Congress is not able to agree on any of the hard measures to actually address this. So it's a warning, and we've heard it from the other rating agencies, that there is no reason to look at fiscal policy and say we're anywhere close to the right course. And the concern is, what are our politicians going to do to be able to change course? And that's still a huge question. Yeah. That goes beyond what's going on in Congress right now. That's sort of the bigger picture for the coming years.
A lot of people seem to assume that if the process is cleaner, in other words, if we don't have shutdowns, if we don't fight about the debt ceiling, that would maybe take care of some of the rating agency responses here. But I'm not so sure that would be the case. You know, if we just agree to continued CRs and the kind of budget position remains what it is, could you see Moody's and the others continuing to downgrade U.S. credit even with those deals in place?
Unfortunately, yes. So obviously, it would be preferable for us to stop governing by crisis, which is how it works right now. They basically can't get anything done until the deadline is passed. But even then, what I think we have is a position where the parties are so entrenched and so busy fighting each other, they're not willing to make hard choices, think about the long-term fiscal situation, compromise, do any of the things that are really required to deal with the big structural problems facing the U.S. in terms of fiscal policy, which are our growing entitlement programs, Social Security and Medicare, right, and the fact that we don't have enough revenues to cover those. Do you see anybody willing to talk about those tough issues in the near future? I really don't, even if they stop flirting with shutdowns and defaults, which obviously are no way to govern.
Is there any way in which the bad deficit situation we're in now is still somehow a relic of the pandemic? Because when you look through the line items and try to figure out how we got here, for instance, the entitlement problems, well, we had an 8% COLA. We had a huge COLA for Medicare. Those are going away as inflation normalizes. A lot of other weird spending, the FDIC bailouts, you know, a lot of these kind of bizarre one-offs that have pushed us into a structurally bad place. Can that somehow resolve itself so that the problem looks a little better in a couple of years' time, or no?
Yeah, it's a great question. And it also goes to the point that borrowing for COVID was the absolute right thing to do. It's the fact that we've been borrowing on the build up to COVID when the economy was strong. And since then, since the economy has been strong, we're still borrowing. But the answer to your question is no. There were a number of one-off things that affected the deficit this year, so that it ended up being $2 trillion and doubled from where it was last year. But even as those one-offs pull back, and I will say they're probably likely to be more because, as you just pointed out, we're going to see a lot more in emergency spending and supplementals in the coming months and probably years. But the big structural problems are the aging of the population, growing healthcare costs, and now interest payments, which are the fastest growing part of the budget. Those are not going to shift away. And so we are going to see sort of the course we're on to borrow almost $20 trillion over the next decade. That's not going to fix itself for sure. It's not that there are any things that we saw in the past couple of years, but we won't see going forward. Those things are only going to get worse.